We had a crazy weekend, as you most likely already know. After Trump got shot, Bitcoin spiked and reached 60K, which most thought we wouldn't see anytime soon. And then after that, on Sunday and then on Monday, Bitcoin kept going up and up and up in price, just because the odds of Trump becoming the next president of the United States just went up by 10%, which doesn't seem much, but for the presidency of the United States, which is usually very head-to-head, this is a huge increase in percentages. So after everything that happened, Bitcoin saw the $65,000 that we hadn't seen for over 1 month. So way back in June, the last time we saw 65K Bitcoin. But if you look at the charts this week, on Tuesday morning, we saw a huge dip in price, over 3% for Bitcoin. And what caused that? Is the Trump hype over? Why did it fall so much and just in a single candle? It wasn't just a slow and steady fall. It was a huge red candle with over 3% movement in just a span of a few minutes. So what happened? This is what we're going to be covering in today's video. So on the bullish side, we do have the Trump news. He survived. He seems to be doing well. But on the bearish side for crypto, we have, again, Mt.GOX. It started moving a lot of money. Overall, it shifted $12 billion between cold wallets, other addresses that we don't know who they belong to. So since July 5th, we've been waiting for Mt.GOX to start repaying creditors and the people that lost money during the attack in 2014, because on July 5th, they released that they were going to repay everyone, but no dates were specified. But because of this movement that just happened a few hours ago at the time of the recording, this led to Bitcoin shedding 3% right after $6 billion were moved from one address to another. As I said before, I personally don't believe that Bitcoin will see the 54,000 again, like we saw just a few weeks ago because of the German government. This is not going to be a dump of Bitcoin at market price on the market. I think this won't cause as much as a selling pressure as the German government did. And actually, after the event, I think Bitcoin will rally back up, because all these guys that get repaid, all these guys that lost a lot of money, they have been on the sidelines. They have a lot of FOMO, especially right now with the whole Trump situation. So if they get fulfilled and they get paid back on what happened in Mt.GOX, they will have cash to deposit, to buy back in, to enter again the crypto market. So overall, I think this is a little bit bearish right now in the short term, but it is very bullish by end of the year. Again, this is my own analysis here, but we can see that right after the 3% fall that we saw, going from 65K all the way to low 63K, we are already touching the $64,000. So it has shifted again, kept that bullishness that if we zoom out a little bit, we can see that it's still very bullish. So this 3% on Bitcoin also led to altcoins falling, melting, because again, if Bitcoin goes down 3%, altcoins go down 5, 10, depending on the market cap, they go down even more. So Uniswap, Polkadot, Bitcoin Cash, all these altcoins, they saw 5 to 10% down in price. But again, this is all a very good opportunity for you to get in. Every time there is a drop in price that is significant, or there's a huge event, if I have cash available, I'm gonna get in and buy the dip. When 2 weeks ago I said that I was gonna buy the dip, I was a little bit scared. I was a little bit worried that it wasn't gonna go my way. So if you remember, I have a 60K call for end of July. I have a 62K call for end of July. We have vertical spreads at 62 and 65, I think, on Ethereum as well. So these that were on the red, some of them are still in the red because data ate away a lot of the premium, but most likely I can still make back the deposit that I made, so I won't have any profit. But you can see how options, if the underlying asset moves in your way, you can still be profitable by a lot. Regarding Mt.GOX, if you want to keep up with the news and not be a few days late, maybe a few hours late, what you can do, you can go on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and you can go and follow Arkham. As I said before, Arkham, they keep eyes on blockchain transactions. So all the whales, all huge movements, huge transactions in either Bitcoin, Ethereum, all these major coins, they track them and they publish that on their Twitter. So this is how a lot of people follow whales, hacks, exploits, huge movements in the market. They follow Arkham because they have tools to keep an eye on a lot of transactions as soon as they happen. So this is how they noticed. You can see 6 minutes ago as the time of the screenshot here, but they noticed that Mt.GOX started moving Bitcoin and other assets across multiple addresses. So as I said, this is overall just bad for people who are paper hands. So once Mt.GOX starts repaying its users, there's going to be a little bit of selling pressure. Some people are going to sell, and that will turn into a lot of paper hands just getting out of the position, getting scared. The fear and greed index will go back to the red a little bit. Now it's back into the greed, but it will go back into the fear hemisphere. And of course, I will be buying more Bitcoin because that is what I do. I buy more Bitcoin, I buy more Ethereum, and other assets that I believe in their future and on the long term. So a lot of people even asked me if this is a good time to enter Bitcoin ETFs because it will be a good entry price. My personal opinion is no. If you're watching this channel, you already know what I'm going to tell you. Most likely, if you don't want to buy and hold Bitcoin, which again, I don't understand why. Maybe it's a misconception. Maybe you think you need a cold wallet or some other way. Of course, that is safer. But no, you don't need that. You can hold Bitcoin on your phone or on your computer with hot wallets. So you don't need to have a ledger or a Trezor. You don't need to have these cold wallet solutions. Of course, it is good. But if you don't want to do that, I don't advise holding Bitcoin on exchanges. So on Binance, Kraken, and Coinbase, I don't advise you to hold Bitcoin there. And if you don't want to do any of that and you just want to get into the ETF, what you can do to be even more leveraged and even more prepared to profit from this in the future, because again, the ETF doesn't mean you're holding Bitcoin. The ETF means you just have exposure to Bitcoin. So if you want to have exposure to Bitcoin anyways, what you can do, you can buy leaps. So you buy leaps right now, expiring 1 year in the future, maybe even more if you find an expiration that is over 1 year, and that gives you a lot of exposure on Bitcoin. And if you go at the money or a little bit in the money, maybe 10% in the money, again, not financial advice, but I think you're going to see a huge return in your investment. So this is personally what I'm doing. I'm going a little bit in the money and selling leaps as far as it can get. So this is my strategy, and this is better, in my opinion, than to get into the ETF, because at the end of the day, the ETF does not give you the rights to hold Bitcoin. It just gives you exposure to Bitcoin. And if that's what you want, you don't care to have Bitcoin in your hands, you just want to have exposure, well, this is what options are for. So go on BitTopics and buy leaps. If you want to know how to do that, we have a video explaining leaps here for you. So you can check that out. Link's going to be in the top right corner. So a bit of a shorter video today. It is just to explain market conditions, to show you why market's moving a certain way and not the other way around. So what do you think Bitcoin's price will be by end of the month? As I said before, I have positions on 60K, 62K, and 65K. For Ethereum, I have it at 3,100 and 3,500. So I personally believe and want to believe that Bitcoin will be above 65K and Ethereum will be above 3,500. So this is my personal opinion and hope for the end of the month. But leave it down in the comments. What do you think the pricing itself will be for Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe even others? I don't know, Solana, BNB, Matic, Avalanche, whatever it is. Comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.